Oh man, it is really hot today, and yeah, it's gonna be hot again for the whole week. So that weird orangey light too. You guys said that's normal in like Calgary? It's not normal here. Man, why would you ever just buy one with that price? I was also reading how you guys said that Transport Canada drone meeting was okay so far. There was actually one point about that in the slide I saw, which was kind of interesting, which I'll talk about a little later. There's one piece of news that kind of got me interested, because I always said, like, when it comes to things like drones and the safety and the hysteria, it seems like a lot of people are using like reasons like, for example, privacy or danger more as an excuse because they hate the drone for whatever reason. Kind of like that story with the guy hiking saying like he doesn't like drones like up in the mountain in the middle of nowhere because when he climbs up he wants to be the only one to enjoy the views for the most part. So this story was apparently in the US, like I don't know who this is or whatever. It just says the board inspects Governor Matt Bevin's house in a property value dispute. So I think from what I gather, he bought, I don't know, this property from a contributor, a private funder or something like that, and there's a lot of controversy as opposed to apparently like what the thing is actually worth. So I guess the news media wanted to report on it. And apparently it was barred from, I guess, like the public media from attending the event or something like that. And one of the news station people, they decided to use a drone to capture the footage of the area as they were, I guess, reporting the story. And because of that, I guess this governor or whoever got into a Twitter battle with the guy saying, you invaded like our privacy or whatever, saying here, that drone that was just flying over my home and filming my children was personally flown by that person. Yeah, so they're basically turning it into a privacy issue. Like, how dare you film our children? Like the privacy, like obviously that gets an emotional reaction to people. And according to that guy, he says they were flying the drone in accordance to FAA rules to cover the news happening around his area. And there were no videos of the children. I don't know, I saw the video myself, and again, it looks like there was mostly just like the wide landscape view of the house and stuff. If there is anybody there, again, you'd probably look like a little dot. But that governor guy persisted though. Now he said afterwards, we have 9 children ages 7 to 18. And yet that person just came to my home again with 3 attorneys demanding to be let in. Again, he's trying to turn it into a privacy issue, but I'm just thinking this, holy cow, 9 children? I think that should be the story of the day. Like there, I don't understand what the laws are for the media, like there to fly like a drone. Like I would imagine it should be no different than if someone's flying like a helicopter and videotaping it. In many ways, like that's what I would say. If it's okay for a helicopter to do that, then it should be okay for a drone for the most part. But it just made me think again how like for a lot of this drone stuff, it seems like it's more like an excuse. Like a lot of this stuff with the privacy or danger is more of an excuse to get the stuff out of the air because they don't like it for whatever reason, as opposed to it actually being dangerous and all that. Now obviously there can be legitimate concerns, as there are obviously dumb people who would do it in a bad way, but it just makes me wonder again how many of these complaints are kind of like this. I'm wondering if the camera actually picks up all the oranginess of the sun. Yeah, so about that meeting with the Transport Canada and the drones, like that public one, this actually kind of caught my attention. Like first it says here, what they want to do is like after the presentation says, continue national stakeholder engagement sessions across the country to provide an opportunity for discussion with those affected by the new regulatory framework. So my assumption would be you go there, you make your voice heard, they'll take it like seriously or whatever, and that will be a factor when they whether or not they go through with the laws or not. And of course here they re-emphasize 90 days of consultation to allow for formal feedback on new regulations ending October 13th, 2017. But the interesting thing to me, it says in-person commentary does not substitute written submissions. Submit formal written comments to like that email address. So that makes me wonder, like, so even if you go there, you say your opinion, you have all your points, if you don't actually submit it, like in writing, then it doesn't count? Like, am I interpreting this correctly? That doesn't make sense. Oh, some ducks. in many ways that's a completely different mindset, because my assumption before is going there is the equivalent of writing in your complaints. Like, they'll take it seriously, you go there, they'll take the notes and bring it back. Whereas this makes it kind of sound more like if you go there, it's more for you to be educated about what the proposals are, and then afterwards you still have to write in your formal suggestions or whatever. Unless I'm interpreting it wrong, I mean, feel free anyone to chime in, but that's kind of what I gather from this. I don't know, in many ways makes me wonder why they don't just, again, if that is the case, why don't they just take the notes or whatever and then bring that back? I mean, why have people attend there and not treat that as if it is like a formal written suggestion or whatever? Look, I see so many fish. I'm interested in capturing stuff like that one day. Just too many people. Oh, let's see what we can capture for today. Oh, just reading some of these new last-minute comments here. You were saying here, Michael, that it was mostly commercial UAV flyers at the event. That's kind of expected in many ways. But this was actually interesting. You kind of said what I read earlier in that little slideshow. It says suggestions at the meeting will not be considered, but they need to be emailed to the site of Transport Canada. That's what I actually wondered. Like, so basically that is just an information session. It actually doesn't make sense why they're not taking people's opinions. So should people go still? It's kind of interesting. Again, I don't see why don't they just record everyone's input and then pass that along. Kind of interesting to see if people were united or not. Like, for example, if commercial people were completely separate, recreational people with their own clubs, like is everyone actually together in the same way, or no, everyone's just all for themselves? Oh yeah, those shots were actually really foggy. I'm wondering how it actually looks like on the city-wise once I get to the edit. Anyways, see you guys later.